All right, let's get it. Liberation Minded Media. As you can see, you see what we're doing here. You know what we're doing here. I'm going to be 100% honest about this right here. Yes, I'm going to do this video. I'm going to expose the nature of an agent and someone who clearly has anti-black sentiments, hypocritical, immoral, sex offender, and someone who's trying to write himself a legacy of some type of freedom fighter. Look at the picture that you see in the top left. This dude actually, for Malcolm X's birthday, photoshopped himself in front of Malcolm X and next to Muhammad Ali, made the photograph black and white, trying to Photoshop himself as an affiliation or an association with two of our greatest freedom fighters and voices of our generation and generation before us. Like, this right here is cap and disturbing to the point to where, like, if we allow this as a people, we drop the ball. Now, at the end of the day, his legacy is already going to be sealed. Like, his future legacy. This is an attempt of him to write himself a legacy that he clearly doesn't deserve. But as of right now, the way I feel is like, if people don't care enough that they're flooding his videos and his comments to the point that he has to turn off the comments, if somebody ain't going to see this dude, if other people ain't gonna, expose this dude, I'm just gonna let it be what it be. If this video doesn't get the type of support I think it should get, I'm gonna fall back and just let time deal with this clown. Let karma in the universe deal with this clown. Because it's disgusting. It really is. It's sad. It should be against everything that any self-respecting black man or woman stands for. No matter what ideology you cling to, whether you call yourself a Moor, a Israelite, or whatever you call yourself, a Panther, a revolutionary, just a proud black man or woman, intelligent, conscious, there's no way that someone who clearly at one point in time was registered, or possibly still is registered, as a sex offender should be able to call himself the People's Grand Sheik, make a living off of disrespecting, disrupting, delegitimizing black organizations and black individuals who actually do work for the people. See, the difference between now and in the 60s and other times where we were really pushing that line. You see, at least back then, if you wanted to be an agent, you had to really get down in the soil and do that. Nowadays, people can just get behind a camera and say anything. And speaking of anything, what is being said by this clown? As you can see, video after video attacking every black organization. All of them. Individual black people who are doing work being attacked. Malik Zulu Shabazz, the Panthers, even people who he's had on the show, when they were attacking the same people that he attacks, he turns around and attacks. Now here's what I'm saying. Let's not be foolish about this and how we handle this. Let's really look at this intelligently, because you can think how you want to think about Malik Zulu Shabazz, about any of the Panther formations, about Grandmaster Jay and In Fact, about AJ, about any of the people who he attacks. You could think what you want about him, but check this out. You don't see people in the streets telling you that New Black Panther Party, In Fact, Grandmaster Jay, Malik Shabazz, or any of those organizations that he attacks, Sisters of the Underground, who literally rescue sex traffic victims, even right in Baltimore where he lays his head at and doesn't do anything about. But what you don't see is an outcry or pushback from the community saying that any of these individuals or organizations are doing disruptive, damaging, detrimental things to the community. So what is the purpose of him continuously making these videos if he's not an agent, if he's not full of self-hate? Have you seen or heard of any of these organizations that he attacks? Even Taharka. Have you seen any pushback from the community saying, oh, these different organizations are detrimental, they're doing terrible things to us in our community? Have you ever seen any of that? No, you haven't. But this same clown who has nothing but smoke for our people, when this dude in Buffalo, let's go back, hold on. When this dude in Buffalo, this white boy in Buffalo, shot down 10 of our people, did he make a video condemning the shooter, condemning the mass murderer of innocent, unarmed black people? No, he made a video condemning black organizations. He found a way to blame it on black people and black organizations. When the police shot down with 60 shots an unarmed black man that was running away, did he condemn the police for murder? Or did he find a way to blame black organizations and to mock the dead, the deceased? Think about it. This is coming from a sex offender. This is coming from somebody who has a record of robbing and harming black women and children. Someone who has done more harm to black women and children than all the people who he condemns and outright lies about put together. Because you've never heard anybody in the public come out and say that any of the people that he attacks are harming black women or children or scamming. It's him that's saying this with no proof, yet we have in black and white straight up documented that he was, at least in 2016, on the sex offense registry. Around the same time he started his channel, he was on the sex offense registry. He was an actual registered sex offender when he started his channel. Meanwhile, someone who claims to be a freedom fighter and about the people, the people's grand sheik, won't speak up about anything that's actually harming our communities. Look at this right here. California police worked with neo-Nazis to pursue anti-racist activists. So the same type of activists that are fighting for justice that neo-Nazis and police are going against, he's also going against. So in other words, he is by default on the same side of police who murder our people and neo-Nazis. And just so happens, look at this, 2016. Same year he started his channel, same year he was on the sex offense registry. I mean, do you think that the police aren't still working with these neo-Nazis and these other organizations of white supremacy, of anti-black violence? We have all kinds of white supremacist groups in America, all types, that wish to do harm to our people, who do harm to our people. He doesn't speak ill against any of them. He doesn't, and I'm not going to tell him how to run his show, but it's just interesting that he wants to attack the same organizations that the police and that white supremacists want to attack and undermine. See, they don't have to do it because he'll do it. A whole sex offender. And all he does is go against black people. Grandmaster Jay, who he called an agent, who is now facing 30 years in prison. As soon as he marched on Stone Mountain against the KKK, the Grand Sheik Taharka Bey was so triggered that he went on a months-long campaign to discredit this dude. Right out the COINTEL playbook. So a black man gathers hundreds of armed black men and women to stand up against the KKK, and the response from Taharka Bey was to attack that black man, which means he by default works for the KKK by his actions. Look at this. Black Power militias pipeline to prison. Now, pipeline to prison is an interesting term because it's a term that all the years I was mentoring and doing advocacy for the youth, that was a term that we used. It was called the school pipeline to prison. Meaning that, which comes from the statistic that data from reading levels in third grade are used to determine how many juveniles in prisons will be built, because they figure if your reading levels at a certain below a certain level by third grade, they figure that you're more likely to go to prison. So that's how they determine when and where they want to build prisons. So him coming from a city where there's a 77% illiteracy rate, a literal pipeline to prison, he's using that term to discredit black organizations. But he's doing nothing to help his community, even though he says he's about the community. He's not building with any organizations or creating his own platform in order to help youth learn how to read, to escape the pipeline to prison. Instead, what he wants to do is he wants to attack organizations that do things on behalf of our people. Speaks nothing about the police brutality against our people. Speaks nothing against the poverty levels of our communities and the community that he actually lives in. Speaks nothing against racist organizations that target our people and murder our people to today. The only smoke he has is for our people. Now check this right here, this video right here. Good afternoon with Taharka Bey. In this particular video, that thumbnail that he has is actually this right here. It's actually this, which means that he went to the library or to the court office to pull up the records of this, because at the time he was saying that this was fabricated. And when he pulled it up and took a picture, lo and behold, it happened to be the exact same document that he said was doctored. That's why he covered it up with all that, font right there, all that text. Because he realized he fucked up. Of course, he said he was going to tell you about it. He got the paperwork. Look at the other video. He said these people can't read, implying that we were wrong and that what we were saying about the paperwork wasn't correct. But he never went into the paperwork. He actually said he decided not to do it later because of something that Noble Drew Ali said years ago. It made him say, hey, blah, blah, blah. It's cat. But yet, somehow, he still is able to operate with his COINTEL Pro 2.0 platform. And ain't nobody touched this dude. Nobody else wants to confront this dude. Yeah, I know he has a fake audience of fake profiles that give him fake support. I know he has moderators that will block you and erase your messages if you say the truth on his platform. But I know but it seems like there should be more of us that are conscious and woke that can shut this dude down and support the real than to allow him to be able to operate freely the way he has been. Like if it doesn't discuss y'all, the lengths that he'll go through to discredit black organizations, it doesn't matter how you feel about these organizations. There's people who murdered innocent people, and he doesn't have smoke for them. Instead, he goes after the NBPP and other armed black organizations for not preventing it, I guess, but he didn't prevent it either. He won't even speak illy about these murderers. His platform, Moorish World TV, he's using the name of an organization and a culture and a people and a history that is supposed to be of greatness for our people. He's using that as a cover to attack our people, but will say nothing negative about people who murder our people. So at this point, the way I feel is I'm gonna leave it alone if y'all don't feel the same way. If y'all don't see, if y'all know this is happening and you have no smoke for this dude, I'm gonna fall back from it too. Because I do know this, regardless of what shakes down right now, I know at the end of the day, his legacy is already sealed. I know that his children and his children's children and future generations, if they ever hear about this dude, is also gonna be affiliated with the self-hate, because all the smoke will be clear at that point. It'll be undeniable. It's documented. His record is documented. His works are out there. And anyone that is unbiased will be able to clearly see that he created a platform on nothing but disrespecting, delegitimizing, disrupting black organizations. At the end of the day, that's gonna be his legacy. That's what's gonna be, that's what his name and likeness is gonna forever be tied to. And the fact that he's a sex offender, and the fact that he's on the record of beating women and children and victimizing women and children. More egregious stuff that has he done than the people who he attacks every day. But he doesn't attack any race soldiers that murder our people, and he doesn't show any sympathy for those who have been murdered. So his legacy is sealed. But in the right now, if y'all don't want to give this cat smoke, and if y'all don't want to support those who do, then we're gonna just let it be. Because it speaks volumes. I mean, I get it. Of course, he doesn't go out and affiliate in the real world with organizations because he can't. He's not hitting other cities and joining, linking up with other organizations and being out in the public. He's not doing that because he can't. But yet and still, it should be real enough out here that he shouldn't be able to feel so comfortable doing what he's doing. That should not happen. So that's it, y'all. I've said enough. I've shown you enough. You've seen enough. You know what it is. This is not cap. It's all facts. So do with it what you will. Peace.